Hello everybody, welcome to Mark's Remarks. I'm back on the allotment again. There you go, there's the chickens. They're diving into the raised beds, the hugelkulturs, which is the subject of the video today. Now, over here, you'll see they've got the big caged area where they run around in, and that wooden structure on the end. If you look into my playlist under my allotment, you'll see what I did there. As a hole, I dug 11 foot long, about 5 wide, and about 1.5 feet deep. Filled it with logs, newspaper, vegetable matter. It's called a hugelkultur, it's a buried one. Now, also, I've got some other types, which are the raised beds, which are the similar thing. As I've explained before, you've got big logs filled with newspapers, twigs, manure, wood chip, anything that'll rot down. And then, of course, we've got the latest one. This one's a different experiment. It's with a wire cage. Now, what I wanted to show you today was, in yesterday's video, I showed you the car tyres that I got off a neighbouring plot. I showed you the ones, I filled these up with logs. There you go, there's several logs in each of them. They're all pretty much the same. Logs at the bottom, because they're going to take 5-6 years to rot down. And then paper, vegetable matter, any vegetable scraps from your house, potato peelings, carrot tops, all that kind of stuff. And also the contents of the compost bin is good. Lawn cuttings, it's all good. Throw them in, different layers, okay? And then once you've done that, then the next stage is to add wood chip. In here, I've got some, in each of the last three, I've got chicken bedding. Just because that's just shredded paper, shredded newspaper. I've done a video of that on the review on the shredder that I bought. Anyway, so there's chicken bedding in there, topped with some wood chip over from the heap that the council bring. That will take that'll take quite a few months to rot down, as opposed to the logs that'll take several years. The next step so when you've done that, then you top it up with some manure, if you've got manure or access to manure. Horse manure, just put that in. You can get it from a local stable, or maybe get some from your local allotment perhaps. Put a layer of that, and of course that'll rot down. And then the final stage, there you go, this one's a bit taller than the others. What I've done, they're all the same, but we've added stages. And then you top it up with wood chip. Oh, you can also put branches, twigs in any of in all of them really, and top it up with wood chip. And remember, you can pack it down pretty good if you like, but remember that even though it looks full, in a month that'll rot down. That'll be because remember, say that one over there, that one with the cage, that was 1 inch from the top. I filled that with wood chip, 1 inch from the top, and as you can see, it's dropped about 1 foot. You see, so it doesn't take long to rot down. And then eventually, what I'll do, I'll just top that up with some wood chip, maybe some manure, maybe some vegetable matter, just to keep it topped up, and it'll rot down some more, and it'll get more compact. Anyway, that's the idea. So yeah, so that's the last stage. And then when that rots down in a few weeks, you can just top it up with whatever you like. Another layer of twigs, another layer of manure, another layer of wood chip, or a mixture of all three, whatever you like. If you've got chickens, put the bedding in there, stuff that in there. That'll rot down, because that'll be, depending on what you use. I use newspaper, shredded newspaper, but if you use straw, that's fine. Lawn cuttings, and the compost of the contents of your compost bin. There you go. So that's what I've been doing today on the allotment. You got your 4 different stages. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top up these, because I've done them in stages to show you stage 1, 2, 3, 4. So the next step is the first one. That's got chunks of wood and a bit of paper. I'm going to put some contents of the compost in there, just to give it some rotted newspaper, vegetable matter, and then just top it up with a wood chip and manure and everything else. And then the rest of these, just top it up. I'll put a grate on there. I've got chickens, as you can see, so they like to go in there. Yeah, you can see they're ravaging the plants over here. So if you've got animals, chickens, put a grate over there to stop them from getting in and kicking all the goodness out. Yeah, if you don't have animals, then that's fine. You don't need that. But yeah, and after a few months, you probably, I mean, you could put plants in there now, but this wood chip is not completely rotted down. There's 2 heaps of wood chip over in the corner of the allotment, and they're at different stages of decomposition, you know, so I've got a mixture of the both, you know, some old, some new. So the old stuff will take less time to rot down than the new stuff, so it gives you sort of a staggered rotting effect. There you go. So yeah, basically, if it comes out of the ground, you can put it in there. I mean, that one over there, when I was constructing that cage over there, I ripped the shirt that I was wearing, so I just threw that in. That's buried. You can actually see it in the middle, actually, of it. Yeah, you know, because it's cotton, you can throw it in there. They will, because I know from my metal detecting days that clothing, you find buttons in the ground. It's from when the farmers used to bury clothing to help with drainage. So eventually that'll go, you know. Yeah, so if it comes out of the ground, you know, everything from trees to cardboard to paper, you know, plant life, you know, dead plants, weeds, you know, if you've got, you know, you're going to put weeds in there, let them to dry out in a bucket somewhere to die off before you throw them in, otherwise they'll be sprouting weeds. And also you could put some black tarpaulin over, or colour, you know, tarpaulin over, some plastic, you know, similar to that stuff I got on the ground to kill the ground. Put that over, that'll help decomposition. Of course it'll shield the raised beds from the rain. But yeah, oh, that's the last point. Yeah, if it's going to chuck it down, it's slightly coming down now. Look at that, it's pretty bad up there. Oh boy. So yeah, so it's going to rain on there. If it doesn't rain as hard as I want, then I'll just put a few buckets of water in there. In actual fact, there you go. That's what you do. Put a few what do they call these? Water containers. There you go, just fill it in, because what you want is the water to permeate all the way down, all the way to those thick logs at the bottom. Once they start rotting, they can start releasing the nutrients. I mean, they'll take a while to start rotting. Everything on top will be quicker. So you can just leave this, yeah, and in a month's time or so, just top it up with some more wood chip, just to keep it topped up, because it's amazing how little compost you get from a big stack of you know, vegetable matter like this. It rots down to nothing. Ugh. So you got to keep on topping it up. All right, so I'll give you a few minutes. This is probably what you enjoy the most. Yeah, people like looking at watching the chickens. I don't know where the other one is. The other one's hiding around somewhere. But yeah, I try and shield these. I've got some netting around, but they keep on getting through. I'm going to let them scratch around just for the camera. Yeah, they're not interested in the plants that I'm growing, actually. As you can see, I'm growing everything from cabbage to kale. They're interested in the bugs that are in the compost, in the wood chip. Yeah, because this wood chip has been in there for months and months and months, and I just top it up now and again when the level drops. So there's plenty of rotting matter in there for the worms to breed. There's plenty of goodness. Oh, that one's got out. I've got to sort him out and her out. But yeah, if you're interested, take a look at my playlist. You'll see me digging a big hole 11 foot long over there, which that wooden structure is on. That's one hugelkultur. This is 2. That wire one is 3, and the tyres are 4. That's the kind of logs that, if I could have got that into that, I would have, but I couldn't, so I had to put those little logs in. But one day, if I make another one of these, that big log will go into one of these when I make it. And then that's going to take longer than I'm going to be around anyway. That's probably going to take 20 years to rot down. Anyway, there you go. I'll leave you to it. If you like that, let me know. And what other ways have you, if you've made any raised beds out of scrap? What have you made? You know, share the knowledge. And I've got to go because it's starting to rain. And I'll leave it there. And thank you everybody for watching.